Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I had a light up here to light this up so now you can see this a little bit better. Um, I'm not going to really be doing anything down there tonight. I haven't done anything today. I worked on a little mock-up of something. Tonight I'm going to be focusing on this. I'm going to put plaster over this, smooth this out with plaster. Same with this. This is just foam board is all this is. I did add the last remaining piece of track that I had. I glued the ties in. I soldered it and glued in the ties. This, I got to cut this out when I put the bridges in. I might be able to get away with that one, but this one definitely needs to be cut out. So I'll use what's left here to put right here. But I have this whole area here is on my bench itself. You can see my bench stops right here. This is just a piece of plywood that I have nailed down, but it's only 1/4 inch. And you can see there's some give to it. And with this foam board, there's these lines in here. These are cut lines. There's one down the center. There's this one, and then there's one here. So you can cut it into thirds. You just score it and snap it. But you can see it's comes down about here. But I noticed this last night, and I was lifting it up. Now what's wrong is the board is, I don't have a frame on it. So it's the weight of this board is pushing down on it. But my problem is when I lay this flat on the ground in my shop, watch what happens to this track. I lifted up on it a little bit. So I'm going to have to cut that out and put the bridge in. I'm going to have to, this one's not doing it, but you know, this is an entire 8-foot length. So I might be able to get away with not having to replace that, but definitely going to have to do that. All right, let me get this all done here. I'm hoping that I've never done something like this before. I've never done any of this before, but I'm hoping running the plaster across here is going to work. I've seen it on a couple of videos of it, but I'll find out. See you in a little bit. All right, I got it all skimmed over. Let it sit up for a couple minutes. Well, it's been sitting for about 2 minutes now. I made it kind of runny, so I'm hoping that it fully sets. I don't know. I don't work with this stuff too often, but now I'm getting ready to, while it's semi-hard, I'll do the inside rails. All right, that worked out pretty good. It raised it up a little bit, but no, I'll sand that down. But I cleaned up pretty good. I'll do my railroad crossings this way as well. I'll let it sit here for about a half hour or so and start sanding it. All right, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to show you this. This is one of the things I kind of did today to get an idea of how I want to approach this fireplace. And it's a single LED in here. It's an addressable LED. In fact, this is what it looks like. It's one of these. Now these are pixels that I use on my house for Christmas lights. I have a controller and I synchronize music to them. And what I did was I put one in my lathe today. Come on, focus here. And you can see I tapered it down to a point because with it being N scale, I didn't want, no, I only needed like maybe a little tip of it. And this one, I accidentally wired it up backwards. You go by these little arrows on here. That little arrow means that its data is going out, and I put it on the outside instead of the inside. But you can chain these all together. I have, last year I had about 3,000 of these on my house. But anyway, it's running off it's an addressable LED. It's a WS2811. Same thing as you see in those pixel strips, the ribbon, the LED ribbon tapes. I don't know if you can see it. No, you're not gonna be able to see that. I have one up in here that I light this up, but I don't have it powered right now. And it runs off, I'm running it off of an Arduino, and I wrote a quick code for it that cycles through red, orange, yellow, and a little bit flashes of white. But I need to tweak that code because I want the red to stay constant. So see that little pause that's in there? I don't like that pause. And like I said, I threw on my DIY ground foam here, just my foam, to see how it would turn out. But yeah, I need to go smaller. I would place this for HL right now. So I need to definitely go smaller. I have a couple ideas in my head. I might take this and taper it down into like a cylindrical and pop it up through, because I don't like how that wood's on top. You know, it doesn't really look realistic to me. There's also these options. These are WS2812Bs, and this is just a little button of 7. Each one of these is addressable. I can change the color of each 7, whatever different color I want for each single pixel that's in here. But they make these a lot smaller, and what I'm thinking about doing is taking 3 of these micro, these are 50/50 size, and the ones that I was looking at is like 30/10 or 10/10, and they are, I mean, they are very, very tiny, probably about the tip of that. So it's like, oh, was it 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter? I think is this. I think that's the smallest you can get. No, I'm wrong on that. I'd have to look it up. I looked at them before. Oh no, it's 1.5 millimeter by 1.5 millimeter. So they're very, very, very small. But I was thinking about doing this in resin and using those 3 around it. But I won't go too much into it. But that's what I worked on today, figuring this out. All right, it's been about an hour and a half. It's still moist. It's hard, but you can still see it's still a little bit moist. I took the block over it, got it smoothed out pretty good. I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. I'll use this technique for the big layout when I do that in the springtime. But I still gotta go back through here and hit a few spots. But I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and I'll come back and try to sand this down a little bit, just real lightly. Try to get some of these out. Around here is going to be covered with rock. This whole area here is going to be all covered with rock, with stone, with ballast, different sizes, because it's quarry. So I'm not too concerned about this. One thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to mask this off. This plaster of Paris says it's not supposed to do this. It's not supposed to leave residue, but it did around here. I mean, there's going to be ballast through here, and I'm going to put little plants through here, so That's not the problem. I just don't want to get it all through here. But I'm going to use the same technique for my crossings. I just have to hit this again. And I'll do the same thing with my roads. I know there's a product out there, but I'm just going to tape this off and then put some plaster over it myself. So I'll see how this turns out in the morning. Hopefully it'll be dried. Like I said, it's probably 50 now outside. It's temps dropping down up here in central PA. I just noticed the other day, or no, today, I was looking at the corn in my backfield that it was green the other day. Now it's changing. It's all brown. Overall, I think this turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I don't want to go too fine on this because it's you know, I want that old look to it, the old concrete look to it. So if you like this video, do me a favor and hit the like button for me. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting all my daily updates on this up on my channel. And yeah, have a good night.